What's up, everybody? I'm Mckenty. This is my second channel, and this is your home for my Twitch highlights and my podcast. So if you like this and you want to see more of that and you want to join the live streams, there's a link to that in the description of this video. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. Next thing we have to talk about is the new song by Erra. Before we talk about this, and I think they're a good band, I do, but to me, they're sort of an example of what I would consider to be, you know, honestly, kind of uninspired modern metalcore. And this is what I'm talking about. Is there anything bad about this? Absolutely not. Nothing wrong with it. But I don't think there's anything right with it either, you know? If you did a lineup of 10 metalcore clean vocalists, I couldn't tell any of them apart. That's how I feel too. Nothing wrong with this. Like I said, the band does not suck at all. People get up in arms in the comments like, why are you hating on Erra? I'm not hating on them. I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with what they do, but I wouldn't say there's anything especially right about it either. To me, it's very kind of just by the numbers architect's core. That's what I think about Erra. And we can listen to one of their older songs too. I know some of the people like their older stuff like Hybrid Earth. So this is their older stuff. You know, again, I would say nothing wrong with it, but I'm not hearing anything that to me is like super amazing or outstanding. You know, it's just kind of by the numbers 2013, like progressive metalcore is what I hear. I agree with this. Metal used to be for burnouts. Now it's for computer geeks. I agree with that. And this is computer geek metal. That's their older stuff. Obviously very like good players. There's nothing wrong at all with what they do. Very competent. But competent is the word I would use. There's nothing there that feels like special or outstanding to me. So with all of that being said, that brings us to their new song, Nigh To Silence, which came out last week. Is this the DJENT version of November Rain? Them closing their eyes because it's so soulful. Here comes the djenting. You saw those 7 strings, you knew the djenting was coming, and here it is. They're not gonna let you down. Djenting intensifies. Is that a Dingwall bass too? You know, I kind of agree with this so far. I don't want to be a hater because I know the Erra fans get angry at me. Again, I think the band is obviously very competent, but I agree with the chat. This isn't a song. This is just a couple riffs so far, and I would say the same thing about the video. This is metalcore stock footage. Listen, I'm saying this not to I'm not trying to shit on anything. This is just my opinion. The guys in this band are clearly talented. And if they're happy doing what they're doing, then who gives a shit what I think? But I think that they're capable of more. I think that if they push themselves, they could do something different. Like North Lane has pushed themselves out of their comfort zone and done something a little bit different. I think they could go even further, but I think Erra can do something more. I think that the era of like djenting in a colored room and like doomsday riffs with this kind of like ambient lighting and stuff, I think that era is over, and I would like to see them move on. But let's see. Maybe they'll surprise us later in the song. I prefer hearing bands rip off Entombed instead of Meshuggah. Man, remember in 2011 when Entombed core was the thing and everyone was like stealing Left Hand Path riffs? Definitely capable of at least 2 sweeps in the verse riff, am I right? Give the people what they want. Good quality generic metalcore, nothing more, nothing less. I agree with that. This is very good quality generic metalcore. You're giving constructive criticism, and that's one big reason why I've appreciated your opinion on YouTube channel. It's no hate, you're just being objective. You know, I'm going to post this highlight on YouTube, and I guarantee you it's going to get a lot of dislikes. People are going to be mad because I didn't just circle jerk it, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to circle jerk the same stuff that everyone likes. I'm not here to hate on anything either. Like, I don't do that. I'm not here to hate on anything. Just here to give my personal opinion. If they're happy making this music and their fans like it, that's what matters. I'm just a guy on the internet. Just my opinion. It's true. Everyone uses the same kind of guitars, the same amp sims, the same drum samples, and that is part of what makes it sound generic. But that's because that's what the bands want. You know, they bring them the Periphery record, and they're like, we want to sound like this. or, you know, whoever their sort of North Star is these days. And I agree with this too. Just because it's generic doesn't mean it's bad, but for some, generic is boring. That's right. I listen to tons of generic music that I think is great. If anything, sometimes you just want something generic, right? Like any of us could write a song that's like nothing else you've ever heard, but that doesn't mean we would want to listen to it. Sometimes you just want generic. You know, when you go to McDonald's, you just want a goddamn Big Mac. Here's what I hate. When people put zany toppings on pizza. You go somewhere and they're like, oh, we got pizza. And you're like, oh, awesome. I love pizza. And then it's got like fucking broccoli and cod on it with like barbecue sauce dressing and like fucking smoked Gouda. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Why couldn't we just get some generic pizza? What is wrong with fucking cheese and pepperoni? Who put the goddamn broccoli on the pizza? Nobody was asking for this. Nobody. So with that being said, generic isn't a bad thing. I get it. This is the DJENT equivalent of cheese pizza. And if all you want is some cheese pizza, this is for you. I get it. Generic's not a bad thing. More Rivers of Nile saxophones is what they need. You're right. Saxel Rose. If Saxel Rose is still here, call him up. This part's kind of cool. Nothing we haven't heard before, but it's pretty cool. Oh, whoa! Holy shit, dude! Holy shit! Did you guys just hear that? Oh my god! Oh my god, dude! I can't believe I'm still alive after that. Is that better? Am I fulfilling my destiny as a reaction YouTuber? I'm trying to be a better reactor. I had to check if my headphone was broken. You're being fined for inappropriate song hype and fake emotion. Well, shit. If you're finding me for that, there's a lot of other reaction YouTubers who are going to be paying a fine tonight. I agree with this. On the samey note, I think it's interesting how it creates a gear market for that sound, which creates a feedback loop for more music that sounds like that. They invented this sound. You know, Meshuggah really kind of invented this sound a long time ago. And then people made gear, you know, to get that sound, and then people made more records that sounded like that, which made people make more gear and blah, blah, blah. And it's like this flywheel effect of, you know, the DJENT circle jerk industry, which I'm not complaining about because it's, you know, it's how I've paid my bills for a long time. I'm not complaining about it, but it is real. My thoughts on this song are pretty much the same as what I've had to say about Erra for the past couple years. Not a damn thing wrong with this. I mean, I think they're very competent, but I'd really like to see them do something a little bit different. It's just my opinion. Obviously, this is working for them. Erra fans love this band, and hey, if they're happy doing this and their fans like it, then who am I to criticize or whatever? But for me personally, I would like to see them try to step outside their comfort zone a little bit. That's why I liked the Wage War album so much, because I think they did that. You know, they'd sort of gotten comfortable in that octane core kind of sound, and they could have just done another album of that and it probably would have gone over just fine. But they did something different, like with Manic. That was cool. They took a chance on that. I would even say the same with A Day to Remember. Even though I didn't like the way You're Welcome came out, they did something different, and I appreciate that. I think Erra has done a lot of songs like this. They've proven that they can do this sound, and they can do it very well. What I would like to see them do is maybe even just a couple singles here and there. It doesn't have to be like a whole album. I would like to see them step outside their comfort zone and do something like really, truly like different. That's what I like, different from what they have done and different from what the other bands in their scene are doing. That's what I personally would like to see. But either way, I mean, this is really well done, and they seem like good dudes, so I wish them nothing but success. Toadmaster says, I really love how you appreciate bands experimenting with new styles or sounds, even if they don't work out in the end. Yeah, I get it. I respect it. You know, if you want to take chances, they're not all going to work out. That's just reality. Like, not every experiment is going to be successful. And so I think it's important to give people a pat on the back when they take a chance, even if it doesn't work out. I think it's important to give people credit for that. Otherwise, it's like, I know how it is to try to do something different and people, you know, bitch and moan and say how terrible it is and like go back to doing the old stuff. It sucks. So I don't ever want to be one of those people. I respect it when anyone takes a chance, even if it doesn't work out. Dick Janvrin says, we need Erra, but with a mere felony era lyrics. That's right. Right after the ambient progressive intro, we need the guy in the beanie here to say, ask your girl what my dick tastes like. That's what we need.